Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So in this beautiful video, my team wanted to talk about beauty. The beauty we see, the beauty within. What is beauty? What is beauty to you? What is beautiful? So I know for me, for a really long time, I could see the beauty in others. I could always see it in everyone else. I just couldn't see it in me. I couldn't for the life of me see that I was beautiful as well. It wasn't just all these other beings. It wasn't just this world that was beautiful. Just like the previous video of lack and enough, the beauty that we see is the beauty that is inside of us. It's the beauty that we are. It's reflecting out into the world. So, what was coming through so strongly as I was thinking of this topic of beauty today and our distorted view of what beauty is, because we've been taught to see beauty on the outside, that this is what beauty is. When my daughter was born and I would go on long walks with her, there were so many times, that people would tell me that she's so beautiful. And I was like, I know, she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And then so many of them would say, she looks just like you. And I didn't respond to that. I would just smile. But I would always come back thinking, are they blind? What are they looking at? I'm looking at this gorgeous little thing that to me was perfection. She was perfect. She was so beautiful beyond words. My heart would swell with how beautiful she was. To this day I look at her and that's all I see. She's just so beautiful. And this was before I did Reiki. And then one day, because this happened quite a lot, I would walk her, people would see her, they would say how beautiful she was, and always, she looks just like you. And I thought, okay, for me, every time I'd look at her, I would see my husband. He has these big eyes with these huge lashes, and she was the same. And this tiny little nose, just like him. The lips, to me, she was identical to him. The only difference was that my husband has blue eyes and he had fair hair. It's all grey now, so not much fair left. It's silver now. So the only thing I could see that was the same was that she had brown eyes like mine and brown hair like mine. But that was the only similarity I could see. I couldn't see anything else. And to me, that wasn't enough. That she was so beautiful, and that to me, I was not. I didn't look anything like that. To me, it had to do with look, how she looked. When she smiled and I could see this light inside of her, it was just so beautiful to witness all of her, her giggles, her delight. One day I took her to the park and she was jumping in these muddy puddles. And she was in these yellow pants. It was funny, I always remember the yellow pants because no matter how much I washed them, I couldn't get the mud stains off them. So they ended up in the bin. But we had a wonderful time, that day. And it was just beautiful to watch her. She was ecstatic, more than delightful, There was so much joy in her. And all of that made her so beautiful to me. That was beauty to me, But with time, I learned that even the crying, even when she was in pain, like when her molars were coming in and she had 3 or 4 nights of no sleep, and high fevers, and we were going through all of that until these 4 molars came through all at once. With time, I realized even that was beautiful, that I could witness that I could be a part of that, of, trying to calm her down, trying to soothe her, trying to, the soothing part, that just being there, part of that experience, all of that for me was beautiful, you know. And then one day I remember thinking, well, hang on a minute. If I feel within my heart that she's beautiful, and I look at my husband and he's beautiful, you know, in my eyes. It's one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever seen. Because of his light, I can see his light. Again, this was before. I could see energies. There was something about eyes, looking into people's eyes and seeing their light, feeling their energy, even though I wasn't aware of it yet, you know. But I was strongly drawn to, you know, my husband and his light, if you will. And to me, he is incredibly beautiful, you know, to be in his presence and just everything about him, how he looks, everything, how he feels, you know, when I'm near him. So in that moment, I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. He is absolutely beautiful to me, you know. And I thought, and I knew that he loves me. So I thought, I must feel the same to him, right? But then what was more going through my head was that, you know, if I was ugly, I wouldn't make something beautiful. I'd be making something ugly, right? I would have brought my creation into the world would have been something ugly. I'd be seeing the ugliness of me in her. And I didn't see that. And then one day I found myself, it was, I don't know, probably the 100th time that someone had said, she looks just like you. And I thought, great, thanks. And in that moment that they said that, and I was like, oh, again with the she looks just like you, right? I felt like this, it was happening for a reason. And then one day, that day, I can't remember who it was, but it had been said quite a lot by this stage. I remember looking at my daughter, and by this stage she was about 2 years old. You know, she wasn't little anymore, like she was already walking and doing things. And I remember looking at her. And in that moment that I'm looking at her, I see myself not now in my 40s, but at that age. And as I'm looking at her beautiful heart, I was remembering I was the same. I had the same beautiful heart. I had the same smile, that same joy of life as her. And then it hit me that is what people were calling beautiful. That beautiful joy, that smile that she always has. I had that as well when I was little. I was always smiling. I was always happy, no matter what was going on. I was always laughing, you know. And so what happened was I realized in that moment, oh, the beauty has nothing to do with how I look. They're seeing her beautiful light. They're seeing her essence through her smile, through her giggles, through her personality. And that's what was reflecting back. But in that day, I was witnessing her beautiful heart and what they were admiring. And instead of seeing her, I was seeing me at that age. I had forgotten how beautiful I was when I was little, when I was that age. I'd forgotten, you know, that I was always smiling, always laughing, always dancing, always singing. I was one of these kids that was always, you know, always. And I was remembering all of that in that last comment, the last time that someone said it, where the penny dropped and I realized, oh, okay, that's the beauty that they're talking about. It's about her beautiful personality. It had nothing to do with what she looked like. They were admiring her gorgeous light. And they were trying to remind me every single time with that comment that light that is in her, that beautiful essence, is in me. They could see it in me as well. So, my beautiful beings, what is it to be beautiful to you? What does beauty look like? What does it mean? Because in this lifetime, you know, what beautiful looks like has been so distorted that it has something to do with the external, with how we look on the outside. But know within yourself that every time you look at a rose or any flower or anything in the garden or a bird or an animal or anything, and you can see the beauty of it, that whatever it is, that rose, that animal, that being is reflecting that beauty back to you. If you can see it, it's because it's inside of you. That beautiful light that you see in others, that you admire so much, that is in you as well. All the things that you admire in others are in you. You notice them. You notice these things that you admire because they are in you. If they're not in you, you wouldn't notice them. You wouldn't see them. And then with time, when I started doing Reiki and I began to see the gorgeous energies and I could feel them, I understood why I was so drawn to looking at people in their eyes my whole life. Because to me, it's through the eyes that I see their spirit. It's through their eyes that I see their light. Nowhere else. Through the eyes. It's like they're the doorway to our light, to our soul. So, my beautiful beings, you are beautiful. And you are reminded of the beauty inside of you every time you see something that you feel, you think is beautiful outside of you. If you see it, if you feel it, it is within you. And that beauty has nothing to do with your exterior, with how you look or you don't look. It has everything to do with your energy and how that energy feels. And that beautiful rose dims in comparison with how beautiful your energy is. It is the most magnificent, the most beautiful. Your energy, your essence, who you are. So, my beautiful beings, today we'd like you to sit with that. And if it feels uncomfortable, because I know for me it did for a really long time, and it's because we've been conditioned to think that somehow beauty has something to do with how we look on the outside. But again, it's just beliefs. If we could all see each other as energy, as who we truly are, but perhaps that's the experience we came to have. We've forgotten how beautiful we are. And sometimes we see it in others, and sometimes we see it, as I said, in a rose, in a tulip, in a flower, in a bird that's singing to you. And you look at their beautiful feathers, and you admire their beautiful song. You are appreciating what they are giving you in that moment. And you sit in that beauty. Or you feel it in a beautiful sunset, in a glorious sunrise, the beauty of this world. But all of it is pointing back to you, trying to remind you that you are the most beautiful, the most. If only the sun could speak, this is what it would say. I am here because of you, because you chose to be here. Otherwise, I would have no purpose. So, my beautiful beings, just sit with these small seeds of knowing within you. Water them every day. Look at things in the world that you feel within yourself are beautiful. Sit with them. Allow them to speak to you, to remind you that this beauty is you. It was you all along. All right, my beautiful beings, we love you so much. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And share these beautiful videos that it may reach someone. This may be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Bye for now.